Do you sometimes think that you're having a hard time? Do you sometimes find it hard maybe to actually get yourself to sleep in an evening? Maybe the stresses of something that have happened during the day are racing through your mind. Maybe you've got something that's coming up round the bend. Maybe you've got a massive exam the following day, or in my case, you've got the stresses of moving a house and you realize that, do you know what? It's not as easy as it seems, and there's so many things that you need to do and get sorted, and it doesn't always go according to plan. The truth is, God doesn't really want you to be troubled, okay? He wants you to not have that fear. What He wants is for you to be restful in His presence, okay? Now, how do we do that? That sounds easier said than done. And I know when I heard this, when I was about your age, I would scoff at it and be like, well, that's easy for someone else to say. But one thing that God really wants us to do is to have trust in Him, okay? He's not expecting you to solve all the problems around the world, okay? Those aren't all your problems to solve. What He wants you to do is to have faith and trust in Him, and that you will go to Him when you're feeling like this. You don't have to take it all on by yourself. We're not superheroes. We're just simple people. We're mortal and we have our faults and our flaws, but we have a God who is absolutely amazing and awesome. A truth for today is that we can find rest in God in any situation, and any situation isn't bigger than God. You may think that everything is out against you. You may think that you've got a mountain ahead of you to climb. Well, actually, put some rest and some trust in God. And I guarantee you that when you come out the other end of whatever you've got coming against you, with Him by your side, you'll look back and realise, I actually really had nothing to worry about. This is the thing with rest. Sometimes we don't actually realise we've needed it that much until we've got it. It's like when you've had a really good night's sleep, isn't it? And you suddenly realise, you know what? I didn't really realise I needed that great night's sleep as much as I did. The Bible tells us in Psalm 91, verse 1, that those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. When was the last time you actually did get a really decent night's sleep? How did it feel? I know when I was just becoming a dad, it was an absolute, it was just never going to happen. I think for the past few years, my night sleeps have been either somewhere between really bad and quite bad. But it's only really been recently, the last, I don't know, year or so, that we've had kids sleeping through the night, and it's been an absolute godsend. The feeling of that can't be explained that well. And if I was to say the same feeling of when you finally realize about putting faith in God, trusting in God, and resting and relaxing in Him, again, it's just so hard to describe. He wants us to be rested, and He doesn't want the concerns and the cares of this world keeping us up. He doesn't want us to be weighed down by it, okay? He doesn't want us to carry those burdens alone, like we've talked about in the previous videos. Now, it's true that you might not have the answers or even know complete the situations that we're up against, okay? But God never leaves us. He never forsakes us. It says that in the Bible too. He's not going to leave you without help or hope. God wants to be with you, especially when times are tough. If you get to know God, you'll realise that you can put every bit of your trust in Him. He'll be your shelter when things get hard. He will lead you, He will guide you through any difficulty. You don't have to do anything but trust in Him and rest in his presence. It's just something for you to think about whilst you have your breakfast. Take care.